So Raven, your character is moving back home to San Francisco. This
Yeah.
was very nostalgic for me. I absolutely loved it. These were the sets and locations I know from That's So Raven. So it was amazing. But for me, how did it feel for you going back to your That's So Raven roots?
Okay. Playing. It's fantastic. What can I say? I'm back in my old bedroom. I'm back in the living room. I'm working with Rondell Sheridan. I'm being able to, relive situations and have a different perspective on it, which is awesome. I get to watch Isaac and the new characters work their way through sets that I got to work my way through at their age. So it's a fun journey into adulthood.
Yes. It's making me feel too old. I don't like that part, but that's okay. But Isaac, for you, this is a change of pace. So would you say that Booker is settling in nicely into his new city and school, or is he having some troubles?
I feel like if we weren't psychic or if we weren't us, we would settle in nicely. But we are us. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately, Booker has Raven help him out. But unfortunately, in San Francisco, Raven was a bit of a troublemaker. So a lot of that is coming back to bite Booker.
I got history.
Got history. A lot to deal with, a lot to unpack. And we're working our way through it. And being psychic, doesn't help. But, keeping it a secret is definitely a struggle. So you get to see some funny stuff from us, but you also get to see Booker grow up and kind of have to deal with generational curses.
Okay.
Trigger.
That wasn't a good way to word that.
Yeah, it was. Raven, there are, like you were saying, though, a lot of new faces this season, and some fans are very sad to see some characters go. But what new character or new characters do you think fans will really enjoy?
I have a feeling that the fans are going to enjoy all of them, to be honest with you. We have created such an amazing cast and group of people to where you can find a little bit of your own personality in one of our characters. Beyond, right?
Yep.
Right? So you have that fun, warm-hearted, kind of goofy, but naive, perfect word, best friend of Booker's. His name is Neil. And then you have the female friend who is sassy, down to earth, but also doesn't take crap from anybody.
Hates to be wrong.
And hates to be wrong. And then you have a really, really smart, genius young kid that is the voice of reason, pretty much, keeps us two crazy ones on track. And I think that it is a wonderful representation of San Francisco, of people in general. You have all of the different personality types, and there's so much diversity, which we also love as well. So I think, yes, we are all going to miss the original installation of the Baxter family, but I think this new one is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I agree. I think fans are going to love it. And then Isaac, just last question. You are so great on the show. You have so many talents, including singing. So would you be interested in a musical episode?
I mean, absolutely. And it's so awesome because a lot of, I think almost our entire, I'm not sure about Rondell, but almost our entire cast. Rondell doesn't sing?
No.
Okay. Well, most of our entire cast sings and performs and is comfortable with it. And me personally, I want to be a performer myself, and I love singing and dancing. So, I mean, doing a music episode on this season in particular would be fantastic.
But you also have music coming out, so.
Yes, I have an EP dropping at the end of March. So.
Hey, okay. Well, looking forward to that. Looking forward to this new season. I think fans are going to love it. So congrats to you both.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bye. So I just want to start by saying welcome back to the show. You were definitely missed.
Thank you. It's always good to hear that.
Yes, for sure. And how does it feel to be back on the old set and working with Raven again?
It was a little odd, a little weird. It's like coming back to it's like you haven't been to the home where you grew up in 20 years, and you come back and you're sleeping in the same bed that you used to sleep in. But you're also noticing things have slightly changed. Like that glass used to be there, that counter was there. It's all the first couple of weeks. Raven and I just walk around the set going, "Did that used to be there, or is that there?" And then the funniest thing was the window. There's a bay window in the living room, and it used to be a painted outdoor background. Like you never really noticed it, but it was, if you pull the drapes back, it was a painted background. Now it's a photograph, and it's a photograph that can change either night or day, depending on what it is. But the photograph is so good that one day I was standing in the living room looking out the window, and it took a minute before I went, "Oh, that's a photograph." Like I really thought I was looking out the window.
This is a nice little Easter egg. I gotta look back at these episodes and look for that.
Yeah. So that part's caught up. That's pretty good. Yeah.
All right. And so we haven't, like you were saying, we haven't seen your character Victor in a very long time. And some viewers are just getting to know him. So what can we expect from Victor Baxter this season?
Well, Victor was busy. He went to the White House. He was the chef for the president for 4 years. He had that job going. And now he's back in San Francisco. And I kind of look at it as, when I think about it, I go, originally Victor Baxter worked at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And he was a head chef there. And then he decided he was going to take a chance and open the Chopra. And from there, like I said, he went to the White House, worked for the president, and came back. And now I think that people come to eat at the restaurant because it's family, it's familiar. But I also think they come to see me. I feel like I'm Guy Fieri at my restaurant. And people are like, "Hey, this is Victor Baxter. How you doing? So that's what's going on in my head. Maybe they don't even know. They're like, "Oh, it's just some old guy making food." But I go, "Oh, Baxter.
Well, I think you're right. I think Mr. Baxter is the moment. I think so.
I'm like, "Oh, can we get a selfie?" I think it's that. That's my life in my head. That's what I got going on.
I'm with you. Well, okay, so being a TV dad is such an important role because you have so many kids looking up to you and seeing you as their dad, and you don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
So what does it mean to you to play a deeper role in some people's lives?
I still remember the first time I had someone say to me, "You were my childhood." Like, I understood those words, and for me, there's like a show like Captain Kangaroo, which I'm sure you have no idea what that show is, or a show like Romper Room that were like, I'm like, that was my childhood. To have someone say that to you puts you on a different pedestal because it makes you realize that you have a responsibility. But the funny thing was, when I was doing it, I wasn't aware that I had a responsibility. I was just doing this job that I was lucky enough to have written for me, that I was living a responsibility. And so when people say to me, "You were the dad I wish I had," I mean, those words are heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, because that implies that the dad they had wasn't the dad they wanted. And that just, I had some good shoulders when I was young enough, but I don't think I was able to carry that weight if somebody had told me that 20 years ago. So I'm thankful to have a great cast, to have great writers, to have great insight, to be able to, someone to say that.
Yeah, it's beautiful that it goes deeper than just entertainment. I mean, Victor Baxter is so fun and positive and like jokes all the time. But for some people, it's really their life, and you really are so like monumental. I think that's really beautiful.
What's really funny is when people say that to me, and I go, Avery Brooks was my TV dad, even though he wasn't much older than me. But Fresh Prince's dad is that dad, and I go, "Oh yeah, I did do those things. I did give you wisdom. I did give you knowledge." Like in my head, I was just like, "Did I? Oh wow." Wow, the crown fits.
Yes.
Like, okay, yeah. So,
you really did do that. And this is all my time, but now you're going to be there for a whole new generation. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.